Brody man, noochie noochies.
Welcome to Something Crunchy, the Valley's #1 comedy entertainment podcast.
Welcome to Something Crunchy. I'm Felon Blake. With me as always, Blair and Tiger Dressel. We have such a crunchy guest joining us tonight. He's a stand-up comedian, actor, and podcaster who you've seen in Jay and Silent Bob, the Clerks trilogy, Dogma, and Zack and Miri Make a Porno. He'll be in the Valley at Desert Ridge Improv on September 4th. Please welcome A-Mewes.
Yay! hello.
Jay, snooch to the nooch. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I just, like I said when I first called, it's crazy now having two kids, and it's like getting one up. One's a baby, so I got to get his breakfast ready, and then the wife's getting my daughter ready for camp, and then school starts in a couple days. But things are great, man. She's hanging with the family and playing some video games and getting ready to do this, my tour, which is always fun. I've been loving it. I've been doing this now 2 years, I think. And it's like 3 years now. Wow. But, it's been interesting for me to start trying to get better, like trying to figure it out and getting better and all of that, doing the amusing stories. So
Jay Mewes and his amusing stories. Yeah, we're excited to have you in the Desert Ridge Improv on September 4th. You can get tickets at desertridgeimprov.com. How's the tour going?
It's been good. It's like right now I've been doing more, like I had a few weeks in a row, and then I'd been home for almost a month. But then when I leave next week or whatever it is, like each weekend I'm in a different place. The next 2 months is going to be pretty busy where I'm going somewhere. Then I fly somewhere else. I'm going to be in Phoenix and Arizona. And then I go to Kevin and I, we're doing our first ever, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be our own comic convention, but it's called ChronicCon, like from the movie Reboot, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's in Chicago. And then a week later, I go to Jersey for a few days. And then we're going to be in New York at the New York Comic Convention. But yeah, it's been going well. And it's definitely been, like I said, it's something, even though I've been doing it for, 3-4 years now, I'm still learning. It's like learning for me anyway, like I open, these guys been opening for me. They've been doing this for years, and just watching them, how they come up with jokes, like each week that I won't see them for a week, and next week their whole set will be different, like a whole 30-minute set, where it takes me time, where it took me almost a year and a half to come up with a whole new set for my show. And now I have a new set, and now like another year later, I have, a bunch of new stories and stuff, but it's interesting. It's still a learning curve for me is what I feel, but I feel like I'm getting better and better at it. And I've been starting to put clips up on my TikTok and Instagram and it's been so much fun. It really has.
I like how you do the story-based comedy. What kind of stories get you the best reactions from the crowd?
I feel like it's been nice. I feel like my kids, talking about my kids, and I've told some stories about them, really get some good laughs. Of course, the wife, I have a couple funny stories I've told about her. And then I've had a couple like weird, things that have happened to me over the last few years. I mean, I have tons. That's the thing is like, for me, I have tons of stories, but what I realize is trying to get them to put them in my show and have them make sense, and then have it like segue into my next story. And that's what I'm, and again, I'm getting better at it. I feel like, so far so good. People have seemed to enjoy the show. But yeah, so I try to mix it up. I try to like talk about things that are going on now. I've thrown in some stories from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and really try to, say what's going on now in the past and what hopefully is going to happen in the future and all that good stuff. So
it is an art, and people don't understand how hard it is. Even funny people can go up there with good material, and you still have to think about those transitions and not stepping on the laughs. Like, it does take time to develop those skills.
It really is, especially the laughing. Like, that's like, thank goodness, I found these two guys Well, I found really one guy. He like 3 years ago won a contest to open for me, and I thought he was so funny. He did 10 minutes, and I'm like, bro, like I said, I don't know if this is the way it go. How this normally goes about people asking, but can you open for me at other places? He's like, yeah, let me know where and when. And he started opening up for all my shows, and he's doing great now. He's like, he's selling out like weekends and all that stuff. But the point is yeah, he's doing well. 3 years later, he's like selling out clubs. And I knew it when I saw him. I knew how funny he was. I knew he was going to like, but the point is he like told me like, he's the one who helped me be like, all right, listen, like you got to remember, like this story you're telling is really funny. Like when you tell the story at the next show, try to like, if they're laughing as hard as they did last show, try to like give a pause for a minute because you don't want to step over them and they won't hear your next joke. And so, yes, it's definitely an art form and definitely, it takes a minute to get the hang of it for me. Well, for me, again, I want to only speak for me. But
for anybody, though,
yeah.
Totally get it. And you're doing a lot on Twitch now, too, right? I heard you say that. You're doing some gaming and unboxings as well, right?
Yeah, I've been doing that for like, I can't believe so, because someone subscribed to me. They've been subscribing to me, but, it tells you when someone subscribes like 40 months, 45 months. But someone subscribed yesterday, and I didn't realize it's been 56 months since I've been on there. Wow. And I love it. And it's definitely been like, I used to do like 3-4 hours a day. And I've definitely had to like, with the second child, I've had to now I do about an hour, and if I'm lucky, 2 hours a day. But I still love it so much. Like, honestly, if I could ideally like 5 days a week stream and make enough money to live and then do like weekends, my comedy show, that would be like my like sort of, so because it's so much fun for me playing games and unboxing stuff and just all the different stuff. So I try to play other games. I'm really hooked on Fortnite right now. They're doing this whole Marvel crossover and all of that. But I try to switch it up. But it's been a blast in my community. I've had about a regular 200 people that have come in for the past 5 years. I mean, it's gotten up. At one point, it was up to like 300 to 400, but now it's gotten back down to like 150, 200. But that 150 people that come in every day have been like really like religiously coming in every day that I stream for the past 4 or 5 years. And it's fantastic. So
you're doing a lot with Fortnite?
Yeah. I mean, I dig it. Honestly, I really enjoy, like I try to play other games and I definitely like other games, but none of the other games, like I could seriously be like falling asleep because I've slept 2 hours. Hypothetically, I've flown somewheres and I slept 2 hours on the plane. I didn't get much sleep, and I could be falling asleep. But if I play a game of Fortnite, by the end of the game, I'm like, yes, let's go, and I'm wide awake. It's like a cup of coffee for me.
Any plans to get your own characters into Fortnite?
We've tried. Like my buddy, even one of my community members, even had this like guy who's really good at like mocking up characters and stuff. He made a Jay and Bob character, and he even made like the glider. It was going to be the "I assure you we're open" sign from Clerks.
Yeah.
The backpack was going to be Suzanne the ape, like she hangs on your back, and the pickaxe was going to be a gold the golden calf staff.
Nice.
Like so, this guy
good.
went all. Yeah, he like really went all out and like drew up these characters. And we sent them to like the one guy on the stream said, hey, I work with someone from Epic, and they sent it to him. And they was like, I have to show it to the other people. And that was like a year ago. And there hasn't been any feedback yet. I'm assuming it's been a year that they maybe didn't like it. I'm not sure if they're like, look, we're kid friendly. And I don't know if people will relate the characters to this and that. I'm not sure, but believe me, I'm trying and I'm never going to give up.
And you shouldn't. I think I didn't know. There's a market for that. Cheech and Chong was just used this last year. And what was that? Call of Duty? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone
was telling me that. Someone was telling me about that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Again, I just feel like we have to get it in front of the right person. And at least if we do, I'm hoping we can get that person to at least be like, you know what, that'll never happen. And at least I can give up. Or they could say, hey, let us think about it, so.
Tell me something.
You've done voiceover work
Yes.
for a few big games too, right? Like Fallout and Call of Duty, if I remember.
I did. It was so much fun, especially the Fallout one. Like Call of Duty, I did a little bit of. You don't see my character, and I'm like, we're in a room, and it's my voice and stuff. And Kevin was in the game, but for Fallout, it was great. I played a character, Morty, and it was a big character because you had to like go to him to like give you a tutorial. Like, okay, when you get to your camp, you have to get this to survive and get this, and it was like a whole thing of explanation. So yeah, it was really cool to be part of the Fallout 76 game, Call of Duty. You know, we're about to do, you know, our game's finally coming out, Chronic Blunt Punch, which looks awesome. If you look at it, if you guys see, there's a trailer on my TikTok. If you get a chance, you watch it. It looks really good. Like the guys that put that together, it's been years and they've been working on it and really taking their time on making the characters look awesome, and you fight like all these different characters from the game, and they've made them to where, like, you know, it's really cool. I'm excited about it, and I did some voice work on that. And again, you can see it on my trailer, all my social, just so I'll put it out there for everyone. It's A-Mewes, even my Twitch, JAYMEWES, A-Mewes. And yeah, you can see it on my TikTok, and it's shows the trailer for the game. So I'm excited about that. That should be coming out by the end of the year.
That's very exciting.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I heard you're an avid toy collector too, right? What are the crown jewels of your collection?
Oh yeah. I had to like put a pause on that. But one of my favorite is I got this X Factor San Diego Comic-Con 2012 pack that I got back at Comic-Con. Comic convention in San Diego, because and that's on my shelf still. I haven't gotten rid of that, and I love it. It's really cool. And then I have a couple Dark Side figures. One of my favorite, Apocalypse, Deadshot. I don't have as many. They're in there. I still have them, but there's only a few on the shelves now, and a lot of them are in bins and stuff. But I have like the Rogues Gallery. I have the old Rogues Gallery. I have some, you know what I found, which was great. The San Diego Comic-Con exclusives are crazy, but I had this San Diego Comic-Con Lego figure in a blister pack, and I found like 5 of them I had like stashed somewheres, and it's so crazy because I put them in our comic book store. Kevin and I still have the comic book store in Red Bank, Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in Red Bank, for 25 years now. But anyway, I put it in the store being like Jay's like toy collection, and someone came in and offered for one of the Lego figures $1,000.
What?
Yeah. So one San Diego Comic-Con Lego figure in the blister went for $1,000, and I had 2 other ones that each went for $500. So I sold them at the store, 3 of them for $2,000.
Wow.
But anyway, my point is like, yeah. So I got these San Diego. I've been getting San Diego exclusives since like 2000. I think it's like 11 or so. It's like my earliest one that I have, and it's something I still collect. And I try to go to San Diego. I'm bummed I missed this year. But anyway, but yeah, so, you know, I still collect, but not as much as I did. It's not the same. Like, again, we're, especially right now, we're renovating our house and we're in a rental. So like I had to pack everything up. I tried to move my Legos. I'm huge into Legos. I'm not kidding you. I had a garage full. My garage was my streaming room. Yeah. So the house we bought before, we lived in for 10 years, the garage was renovated into a sound studio because the guy lived there before us did music. So it was like not a garage like with like open walls and dust and cobwebs. It was like an actual renovated garage. And that was my whole streaming room. But all along the walls, I had Legos and like tons and tons and tons of Legos. And I had to try to move them. And they were like my Ghostbusters house fell apart.
Oh, no.
My Death Star. Yeah, like a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's a real bummer. So right now I have Diagon Alley and a couple other Legos in my rental. But yeah, so that's what I really love doing is Lego. But I'm waiting now. We're renovating my house and my new garage into my new studio room for streaming. And I'm trying to get a bunch of shelves to just put all my Legos up and stuff. So we'll see.
Legos are addicting. We started Tyler started at like a little car. Now we're working up to like bigger, better cars, and other cars. I'm like,
I got a stable going.
Yeah.
no, it is very
Got a little
addicting.
Lego
I'm
garage.
like, well, I'm just gonna go see what they have in the store real fast.
They're great, but it's a bummer because the ones I like are the ones, of course, like they have the new Avengers Tower, but it's like $300, and then they have the Harry Potter, they have that Harry Potter bank with the little roller coaster underneath of it, and that's $400. And it's like, all right, I'm going to buy these two. I really want to, but that's just the $900 right there. I mean, it's like $700 right there.
And they're like highly sought after. Like they're quickly gone. Like you got to find them too.
That's why
100%.
That's why they're collectible. I can't believe you guys have had that store for 25 years now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You've spent a lot of time around comics. Which character do you think deserves the full cinematic treatment that hasn't been done yet?
Oh, I wish they'd make a whole Deadshot movie. Deadshot's one of my favorite, and I know they did the Suicide Squad, and Will Smith played him and stuff. But I feel like they just put like him in with all the other characters. Like it would be cool. The story, there's like a mini series of the first like appearance of Deadshot, Floyd Lawton, and like his backstory and all that. I wish they'd do a solo movie of him. It would be, and like use the actual old school style mask and stuff like that he wore in the comic book back then. So I don't know. That's one. I mean, there's so many. I love that. But look, I can't complain. I was looking at Disney yesterday, and I was like getting my car washed, and I was trying to figure out what to watch while I was waiting an hour. And I was looking at all the Marvel stuff, and I just like, how great is it that you look now, and it's like Avengers 1, 2, 3, 4, Iron Man 3, 3 of those, 3 Black Panthers, and Thor and Deadpool. I mean, it blows me away. I remember way back when I was excited because I've been in the comics for so long. So I'm 50 now. So I've been into it, 35, almost 40 years. And I remember like when they came out with the Fantastic Four movie way back in the day, and it was so bad. Like the special effects were so bad, but it still was so exciting. It's like, it was like, oh my gosh, we're making a comic comic book movie with these guys. And then they came out with the Dolph Lundgren Punisher, and maybe David Hasselhoff played, the old character. So even then it was cool. And then the cartoons, like the old Spider-Man cartoon and all that. But now to see that they're making so many, and it's like so great now, the special effects anyway, it blows me away, and it's so awesome. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they'll come out with more, like, I can't wait to see what they eventually make, and it's just great. So
it'll be interesting to see like where the technology goes, where we'll be in like 10 years from now, because they got to keep looking for stories. So I think they will do they'll look into Suicide Squad and take those characters and do individual stories on them, because you can't keep doing the Avengers style group thing forever.
No, we need new characters and backstories, like you were mentioning.
Yeah,
exactly. It would be awesome. They just start picking them away, because I think they did the Harley Quinn one, right? I feel like they had a solo Harley Quinn, somewhat, But yes, it would be awesome if they start doing like all that. And again, the TV shows, the Flash TV show and Arrow and all that was great, but definitely, of course, Daredevil, like. Vincent D'Onofrio is one of my favorite actors, and like him as the Kingpin, so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, so good. But anyway, I could talk about comics all day with you.
Thought you could.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Now you have the kids. Have they gotten into anything that you had a huge interest in?
No, my daughter's 9 now. I mean, my son is like still is into, like, it's funny to watch how he loves trucks and cars and stuff, and he plays with them constantly, and he's into Legos. But again, he can't build them. He's 18 months, but he loves the minifigs, and he just carries them around. I built him a little Lego box, like out of pieces, and he puts them in the box, takes them out, puts them back in. Then he'll set them all up, and he'll knock them down, and then put them back in. But he wants to carry them around constantly, and I can't wait till he like starts speaking more because I really want to know why. I don't know why he likes him so much, but he has like Peppa Pig toys and he likes them, but not as much as the Legos. And I given him some other figures from my some of my toys. Like I gave him a Toad from the X-Men, cartoon, and he doesn't like playing with them. He wants them just play with the little mini guys, and he loves them. But my daughter, like I tried to get her into, like when she was younger, I bought her a bunch of DC superhero girls. They have that cartoon and the cartoon movies, and she loved them then, and she liked the toys. But then she got out of them, and I tried to push them on her, but she's
tried to influence her. It didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen. She did for like almost a year, but that's it. Then she got over it and wanted Barbie, and she wanted this and that. Now she's the only thing that she likes that I like right now. She really likes. She likes Fortnite. She likes playing Team Rumble. I don't let her play that much, but I'll let her play like when I'm done playing. Before I turn off my computer, I'll let her play like one game of Team Rumble, and she loves it. But
see, that's cool.
So
your daughter is about the same age as Blair and Tyler's daughter.
Yeah,
my niece.
we're about time to start something like Fortnite with her.
They're not into like the movies and stuff we were into. They transitioned to YouTube. They like their entertainment in large quantities and low quality.
Oh,
yeah,
it's like a different story. Although our son just started getting heavy into Spider-Man, into the Spider-Verse. And it is like so well done. I could watch that. Like, I mean, everything's on repeat, and I'm like, I don't hate this.
Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It is
like,
so good.
Animated or not, it's one of my favorite movies.
No, they're great, and they really are good. But the YouTube thing drives me nuts.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah, my kid, I'll let her watch like Liv and Maddie or like some of these kids shows. But then all of a sudden, like I'll go downstairs for a minute to cook her lunch. And then all of a sudden I'll come back up and she's snuck on YouTube. And I'm like, turn it off now. And now the good thing is she mainly wants to just watch people do art. There's this girl like Mariah Elizabeth.
Oh, yes.
That she likes to watch. And I don't mind her watching that, actually. I've watched it too. And I'm like, wow, this girl's really good. Like, good for her. This mom has turned like, her living room into a business. And you can see like she's transitioned to a bigger house and a bigger, but the problem is when it's done, then there's like this weird commercial on it, another weird commercial.
Mm-hmm.
And and then it says like, if you like this, you also might like this. And then it always turns into something weird. And I just wish like, so it's a bummer. It's a bummer. But yeah, there are some I don't mind. The art stuff, I don't mind her watching. She likes to draw. She likes to paint and stuff. Yeah. So I don't mind her watch. Some of these people are so good. The girls are like, that they'll be like, listen to music and they'll sit and draw really quick, like a girl mermaid or whatever. And it's like, holy crap. Like that is amazing. Like, so I don't mind that. It really is. But again, it just seems like it always ends up into something I don't want her to watch. It
does. It evolves quickly. Those rabbit holes go deep, and they definitely don't have the top shelf entertainment of our day.
No.
Speaking of which, this year marks the 30-year anniversary since the release of Clerks in 1994. Can't believe it's been 30 years. Wow. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Man, so this was your first acting role, and the character was based on you in real life, right?
Yeah. So Kevin and I grew up in the same town, went to the same high school. We didn't really hang out back then because when we were in school anyway, but I was a freshman, he was a senior. But when he graduated, he started working at this community center in our town. And that's where I started hanging out with him. And I don't know if you guys ever watched Comic Book Men, but Walter Flanagan and Brian Johnson from Comic Book Men, all three of them worked at the community center. And so that's when I started hanging out with them, and they'd bring me to comic book shows and stuff like that. And Kevin and all of them be like, man, you got such a weird sense of humor. Like, I wonder if other people would find you funny. Well, people in Phoenix find you funny or California, or is it just Jersey funny? So when he was writing his script, he wrote me in the movie based on me. The character was based on me and how I was at that age, 15. Like, I think I was like 14, 15, 16 years old. I wasn't planning on doing it. Even after Clerks, I didn't plan on, like, after we done filming Clerks and it was like the last day, Kevin started editing and went to Sundance Film Festival and had this whole plan, you know what I mean? But I just I was working at that point, roofing. And I just went to work every day and I roofed, and then I was delivering pizza. And next thing you know, he's like, the movie got bought by Miramax and it's going to be on 100 screens. And I was like, oh, cool. And I still didn't think anything of it. And it really wasn't until Mallrats that I was like, wow, this is awesome. We're making a studio movie. And then after Mallrats, this guy that was on set doing an interview, he was there the whole month for Film Threat magazine doing like a, filming of Mallrats. And he was like, he had written a script and had money to do an indie movie in Vancouver. And he's like, Jay, I want you to be in this movie. So like right when I left Minnesota from Mallrats, when we were finished with the movie, I went to Vancouver and shot another movie. So I'm like, wow, I've done 3 movies now. This is crazy. This is something I can maybe do for a living. And that's when I started really sort of planning like, okay, let me get a manager and I should take headshots and do this and that. But yes, never planned on it. Even after Clerks, I still didn't think in my head like, oh, I'm going to make movies or do this and do stand-up or any of that. I just was like, oh, cool. That was fun. Now I'm going to go back to making money roofing. So, but yeah.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to look back and see when you're 14 years old, giving
100%.
fellatio to every arcade machine inside of that. That community center. Did you understand that what you were doing right then was auditioning for a 40-year career?
No, not at all. Again, it's funny you say that because it's part of like my bit with my stand-up. It's like, who knew that me standing in the mirror, tucking and going, like, look at my mangina, it's beautiful, would be an audition to later be like, okay, hey, you got a weird sense of humor. You run around the community center tucking your wiener and saying, I'll F anything that moves and snoochie boochies, like who would have thought? But yeah, it's crazy.
We still love the snoochie boochies 30 years later. And the 90s was a time for just big personalities and overacting, a lot of character acting. And you were just kind of in that tier where it wasn't just memorable characters, but you actually changed the way people spoke at the time and like had an effect on pop culture. That's awesome. We always have an appreciation for that. And
yes, absolutely.
Definitely made a big impact.
Thank you. No, it's been surreal. It really has. And it's like me and the wife were talking about it this morning because, it's, you think about it, it's like everything is like, again, we were like, in the 90s, there was like movies, and then it's like, all right, I want to continue to try to do movies and try to get on a TV show or whatever. But now it's like internet, social media, it's podcasting. It's like so, and it blows my mind because we did podcasts 15 years ago, like in the beginning, and like now it's like so it's so great and it's great, but you have to adapt, and it's like it's really been interesting. Like me and the wife now are like, all right, like I've been posting videos, like I post videos on my social all the time, and it seems to be like, okay, which ones get the more likes? It's such a weird thing. And some of these kids, like you watch and you're like, wow, like there's a kid that streams and he used to get like 150,000 people watching. And I'm like, damn. And I would watch him for 10 minutes and be like, I don't get it. What's the recipe?
I know.
And not in a mean way, but not even being in a mean way, but
how you draw
like,
that many people in.
Yeah, like it's like, and I'd watch him and be like, he's not doing. It's not like he's like, doing something that's magic. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna make this disappear. And you're like, holy crap, we gotta watch this. And then I heard, and I don't know if it's true, but I heard like they started this new streaming platform, and I forget the name of it, like Kick or Hook or something. And they gave him like $100 million to come over and be their main person on their thing. And I'm like, and the kid's got to be like 25 years old. I'm like, holy crap, dude. Like it blows me away. And I mean, good for him, but I'm just saying like, it's so, but it's again, it's been great. And I love that, I appreciate, thank goodness people like, have passed on our stuff from generation to generation. We'll do comic conventions. And, there'll be a person like, hey, I watched you when I was in college, and here's my daughter, and she's just about to start college, and she loves your movies. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you for passing that on. You know what I mean? Like, so thank goodness, like, people like the movies, and they pass it on from generation to generation. And
There's
It's been
totally the
awesome,
legacy
so.
factor for sure. And the way you guys, stay relevant, you and Kevin are both very good at it. It's exactly what you said, adapting, not only in the mediums, but in storytelling as well. I really like how you guys did the last one with Kevin's real life daughter playing your on-screen daughter. Wasn't expecting
Yes.
the Jay and Silent Bob reboot to be so sincere and touching.
No
It was
kidding.
so well done.
You really got to show off some chops too.
Hey, Jay, that last scene before, I mean, I have to say it. That last scene with you and your daughter was the best acted scene I've ever seen in my life.
Well, thank you. Thank you very
It's a big
much.
compliment.
No, it's great. And I appreciate that. Again, it was so fun. It was so crazy to try to get back. Had been, I think, 10 years or more doing the characters and doing a movie, and all of a sudden, but it was thank goodness it was Kevin's daughter, because her and I already were close because I've known her since she's a baby, and it really made it easy to try to perform with her and be serious and sincere and all that. And Kevin's plan is what Kevin wants to do. He's like, look, I feel like we definitely have at least one more. He's like, when your daughter's, so my daughter's 9 now. He's like, when your daughter's 18, I think that Harley is having he wants to write another movie where Jay and Bob find out their grandparents, because his daughter Harley, who's my daughter in the movie, has a daughter who will be my daughter Logan.
Oh, please do that. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good.
Right? So we just got to see. We got to hope we're still moving and shaking. So Logan's 9 now. So we have another 8 years or so.
That's awesome.
We'll see.
Weapon X.
Never too early to start getting that story straight. However, you need to be putting these efforts into your Lester spinoff. Your character in Zack and Miri may have been one of your best.
It was fun. It was definitely nice to work with Kevin, and I've done tons of indie movies and worked with other directors and stuff. And again, they've all been pleasant and fun and different. But I always have the most fun working with Kevin, of course, because we're close. We've done so many movies together, and we're best friends and all that. So it was really nice to do a movie with him and play a different character and get to really have fun and change it up and stuff. I would love that. You're right. I would love that almost more. I feel like if Kevin can write like a Zack and Miri 2, maybe, or something similar where I get to play a different character but have a big part. And then maybe 8 years from now, 9 years from now, we do another Jay and Bob. I feel like that would be awesome.
It'd be called Zack, Miri, and Lester, the three-way.
Exactly. It would be a blast. It would be funny.
Yeah.
And I could be like now, like how I'm like 50. I'm 50 now, and I got a dad bod and shit.
Yes.
So I'm like, write that in the story. I'm like, I used to be a porn star, but now I'm a dad. Look at this belly. I don't know, maybe something.
I love where this is going.
No, I like the dad bod. And Jay, speaking of which, you're all about the healthy habits now. Have you ever heard of Magic Mind?
I have not.
We've been on this stuff for a while now, and we've partnered with them because we like it so much. I always drink way too much coffee, and these little shots are actually mushroom-based, but kind of feels like you're on Adderall without the crash and side effects. All clean ingredients, 0 caffeine, so there's no crash. You still sleep well. For 1 month only, you can try Magic Mind for free at magicmind.com/crunch trial. Use the code crunch trial when you get there. You can also subscribe and try these shots for free, only paying for shipping for a 3-bottle pack. Cancel your subscription anytime thereafter. It's a no-brainer to get 3 for 3. Again, that's for the next month only. But at any time, you can get your Magic Mind subscription at magicmind.com/crunch20 and get up to 48% off when you use discount code crunch20. Check it out and get focused, improve your memory, and don't miss out on trying Magic Mind for less at magicmind.com/crunch20.
So better than 5-Hour Energy. Well, I don't know if you're allowed to say other companies, but 5-Hour Energy or caffeine, because of the caffeine they say rots your gut and all this. So it's like having all that, but a healthier
natural
choice,
without the twitch.
Natural.
Yes.
Yes.
Easier on the
love it.
body. I have my ADD
I like
moments. This keeps me in line, ready to go.
So as a
good.
guest, how many free tablets do I get?
We are going to send you
I'm
your
just
box.
You should look into it, though.
We will get the
honestly.
details
Yes.
from Jordan and send you some Magic Mind.
You'll love it.
I love it.
It's
You
great.
get magical.
I love it. No, I appreciate it.
We like to
appreciate
get you involved. And Jay, we've seen you on Skinwalker Ranch with Jamie Kennedy. You went looking for Bigfoot with Jack Osborne. You can be honest. Did you find anything out there?
Well, you know what? When we went to Skinwalker Ranch, that episode, we really did see something.
You did?
No lie, that we can't explain. We got it on film, and it's in the show where the person pacing very fast. And we tried that. We even had like this guy who was like I guess he runs marathons, and it was one of the crew. But just to test it, because we're like, that guy seems to be moving, whatever that is, it's moving faster than the normal speed. So we even had the guy go into the same location, move his fastest, and he couldn't keep up. And it was really, so yes, that one we didn't see. When I did the Bigfoot one, I definitely heard some sounds and some things that were unnatural, but it could have been like trees rubbing together. It could have been anything. The Ashmore Estates was definitely creepy, and we heard stuff there too. Like the ghost box, they call it, I swear said Jack's name. Like it was really odd. All of them were so much fun, and all of them, I wouldn't say there was any tangible proof of anything of any of them, but all of them, there was something that was weird, sounded weird, looked weird, that made me like be like, whoa, what was that? You know, like unsure. And I was hoping we were going to do more. You know, Jack's team like pitched Discovery a whole bit of like other episodes, and we were waiting to hear back from them, but then the strike happened, and all this stuff went on, and like things have all sort of been put on hold. But I'm hoping that like, you know, things start gearing up again, and they're like, hey, you know what, we have an idea, let's do, you know, you guys go to look for like the New Jersey Devil or whatever.
Follow up, yeah. Well, those were extremely memorable episodes. Had to ask you about that. We're going to move on to our Fast Five, where we give you 5 hard-hitting questions. You just try to answer as quickly as you can.
Okay.
All right. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I would say immortal. I'd want to be immortal, invulnerable. Same thing, I guess, but invulnerable or immortal, because I realize how much more I like have 2 kids. I want to see them both graduate. I want to see, you know, them have kids and have grandkids. So I would say either, I don't know if invulnerability is the same as immortal. Maybe I'll say immortal. Let's say I would want to be immortal.
Classic vampirism.
Yes.
Who's the most bangable video game character?
Ooh, I mean, I'm sure there are so many, but
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, there's a ton in Fortnite. You know, I mean, there's a real ton in Fortnite.
The graphics are so much better now. I'm sure you get to see a lot more of the bodies.
They were even pretty bangable back then. I always had a little thing for Chun-Li.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like Sonya.
No, it was all about Chun-Li.
Yeah. Laura Croft is obviously the...
Yeah. You know what? Not say Laura Croft. She's a good one that's safe. I mean, I was going to say there's, you know, they have like Ariana Grande and some other skins in the game now. But again, I don't want to get myself in trouble. There's one that's play it safe, huh?
Play it safe. I was partial to the large-breasted girl in Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah.
Did she leave a lasting impression on you?
Exactly.
Something about her just really had me.
I like the cheerleaders from NCAA football 1996.
Oh yeah,
96. It was a good year for those cheerleaders.
Good year.
I mean, there's so many, right? They have cheerleaders in all the games now too, right? So
yeah, they weren't really characters in the game, though. They don't count either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the NPCs. All right.
John Madden. Final answer.
Princess Peach knows what she's doing.
All right. Pixar comes calling, says, Jay, we want you to voice a character in our new Summer Slapper. Which animal suits you best?
Oh, I would say a monkey. I want to go monkey.
You could see it.
Yep.
Oh,
Animal,
that would
right?
be fun.
Animal.
Yeah. I would definitely say a monkey.
If a sound effect played every time you got an erection, what would it be?
Oh my God, it was so good.
Well, man, that's Tyler's flavor.
Jay understood the assignment. Perfection.
What's the most adventurous sexual position you're still able to get into at 50?
You know, I haven't tried many as of late, but I would say, I mean,
Could you do the wheelbarrow?
You know what? I could probably do I definitely could do the wheelbarrow. Yeah. I've definitely had that happen. Yeah, I could do that. That's easy.
I feel like with
I was
kids,
thinking it's crazy. Like I was doing like a 69, but like doing a handstand and holding it, right?
yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, and just being like, trying to get down like 69 but standing up vertical.
See, that's still impressive. The core strength to wheelbarrow, that's my concern. I mean, I guess I could be the back part, the holder, but yeah.
What, you thought you were going to be the other part?
I don't know why I went to that.
What position
that's it. That'll be hard.
Is she holding your ass up? What are you doing?
Yeah. So you're thinking your legs are like the handles, you mean?
Yeah, in my mind,
I was thinking I was holding her legs as the handles.
That's
Yes,
normal,
I don't know what
yeah.
Blake's thinking.
No, I don't know why I immediately went to catching in my wheelbarrow.
Yeah,
She's
it's
like-
okay.
Half your size, but she'll hold
There
you,
you go.
don't worry. No, we've had to get creative with kids and like different rooms. Like we'll sneak in the studio for a second and like hold me here. Like, like it just makes us get in these weird things. It's like we got 10 seconds, grab this, give me here, and like let's do it.
I don't want to hear about any studio sex.
Yeah. Exactly. Look at that mic you're talking into right now.
We might be down after.
That was in Blair
Fair
2
enough.
months ago.
Jay, I know we need to get you out of here soon. We do like to play a game on every episode, and our Crunchtastic R&D department did come up with something appropriate for the occasion. We're just going to do a couple of these. As you know, there have been so many video games made over time, not all of them bangers, and some have had just some really strange names. I'm going to share a few titles, and you tell me if it's a video game or a porn movie.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to like this. First up,
I like it.
Spanky's Quest.
Yeah. It sounds like a video game, but I'm going to say Porno.
You should have gone with your instinct.
Yeah.
Quest.
Spanky's Quest
Game,
is a video
yeah.
game. That's Super Nintendo 1991. Spanky's Quest.
Great.
All right. How about Passionate Patty in Pursuit of the Pulsating Pectorals?
Whoa, pulsating?
Wait, the pulsating what?
Passionate Patty in Pursuit of the Pulsating Pectorals.
Oh, I would say Porno.
It has to be.
Biscuit, what do you think?
No, not a chance. That's a game. Leisure Suit Larry?
It is Leisure Suit Larry.
Shut up.
Yes. Late 80s, Leisure Suit Larry 3. Passionate Patty in Pursuit of the Pulsating Pectorals.
Well, what happened with the pulsating pectoral? Like, what happens when you find them?
I know. This is tough.
We're all wondering.
We're all wondering.
How about Donkey Punch?
That's got to be a porn movie.
That's a porn movie. He's on the board. That's
Good one, too.
Yeah, it's a 2005 American pornographic film. How about L.A. Zombie?
I would say it's a video game, even though it's probably going to be a porn because it's so weird.
He got it. It is a porn. You showed your work.
Zombie
You
porn?
covered both bases. No, it's actually a gay zombie porn film from 2010.
Oh, classic.
Very popular. Very popular.
Vintage.
All right, let's do a couple more. How about Big Mother Truckers 2, Truck Me Harder?
Come on.
That's a game. I mean, that's a porno.
Oh, yeah, it was a game.
You talked yourself out of
You
it.
talked yourself out of it
yeah.
again. PS2 and Xbox. Truck Me Harder.
Big rigs only.
All right,
Oh, my
last
goodness.
one. How about Squealer?
I'm going to. Oh my God. I keep getting the opposite. I'm going to say porno.
He got
Yay,
it. Finishing on a strong note, that is a pornographic horror film directed by Jack the Zipper.
Ooh,
Nice.
horror
Oh my
porn.
God. Jack Zipper.
Jack the
Love it.
Zipper. Thank you for doing that. Jay will be telling his amusing stories at Desert Ridge Improv on September 4th. Tickets are available at desertridgeimprov.com. You can stay well informed on everything he's up to at jmuse.com. And if you're not already, follow him on those socials at jmuse and on Twitch at twitch.tv/jmuse. Jay, you are effortlessly hilarious. This was really fun, man. We appreciate your time. Look
Thank
forward to seeing
you.
you at the show.
Yes, thank you so much. And I'll see you there and have a great, fantastic week.
Thanks, Jay. You too.
Love you, dude.
Appreciate you,
Bye,
man.
guys.
See ya.
Bye.
It was so fun.
It was awesome.
Such distinct voices in
Yeah.
this season, from Steve-O and Natasha Leggero.
Joe
and
Montana.
We've had some real distinct voices. Chris Kattan,
Yes.
Marlon Wayans.
Marlon.
We've had a lot of just so you could immediately tell who they are without even needing to see them. He was great. What a nice guy. Excited for his show.
Can't wait for his show. I'm interested to see more of the movies and shows and other things he's got going on too.
He's got a lot in the pipe.
I'm gonna rewatch all those old Kevin Smith and A-Mewes around college campus tours. They're so funny.
Those are funny.
They're so funny.
He's right. They had the podcast like years before
Way before
podcasts
anybody was
were
doing it.
mainstream and big.
Yeah.
They've had that comic book store for 25 years.
25 years.
They used to do the podcast inside of the comic book store.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for them. Kevin's coming soon too. Need to have him on.
Oh, shit.
Well, if you're not following us on TikTok at Something Crunchy, what's the matter with you? Get involved and find us on Facebook as well. Definitely the highest grade memes in the city. See those red hairs?
I see those.
Don't forget to check us out on somethingcrunchy.com, where you'll find every episode, our links to social media, and the Almighty Crunch Store, where you'll find all kinds of crunchy gear showing that you are a proud citizen of Crunch Nation.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. All episodes can be found at somethingcrunchy.com and on all podcast platforms. Thank you for listening.
You know, sometimes I wish I did a little more with my life instead of hanging out in front of places selling weed and shit. Like maybe be an animal doctor. Why not me? I like seals and shit. Or maybe an astronaut. Yeah. Like be the first motherfucker to see a new galaxy or find a new alien life form. And fuck it. And people be like, there he goes. Homeboy fucked a Martian once.